Hello everyone and welcome to another edition of Coffee and Conquest. Gonna do things a little bit different today. Not gonna be streaming this. This is just a little impromptu thing. Gonna be trying some new stuff with images, so I don't really wanna get distracted. This is just me giving my own thoughts as we take a look at the newest Tavern Brawl, Idols of... but I think I got my hands full with the topic of the changes to many of the Hearthstone cards. Nerfs, if you will. That will prepare the game for the upcoming Year of the Kraken, aka the new shift in gameplay. Originally, I wasn't going to do this Tavern Brawl because it seems so much like Portals. Let's see, I'm either Druid or Hunter because I need one more win with them to get enough for another pack. But let me just explain this Tavern Brawl. It's basically full with I forget, idols. The Druid card in which you get your choice between a random minion and a random spell. I don't know. I wasn't gonna play this Tavern Brawl. I wasn't gonna feature this one because it seemed too much like pardon me, it seemed too much like the unstable portals and the web spinner challenges. Which I think we've seen enough of. But now... Oh, and last week's Tavern Brawl was just a complete mess. It was not a mess, but it was just... It was something to do with... You can only have even number spells and odd number minions. It's just like, okay... I think you're kind of running out of steam. Or you're focusing on the new expansion. So, yeah, I wasn't... Here, let's just throw these back in there. Oh, Raven Idols, who would have guessed? So I wasn't really going to feature those Tavern Brawls. Didn't really have anything to talk about until now. Like I said, there's a lot of cards being nerfed in preparation for the new expansion, the Whisper of the Gods, or Forgotten Gods. Yeah, it turns out in order to bring the gods into this world, they needed to sacrifice. And I guess the sacrifice was all the Druid and Rogue players. Let's see what I can get here. Minion first, of course. I can probably get more use out of the sniper at this point. And then I'll just... I'll discover another minion. Yeah, why not? Okay. First thing first. Like I said, there's this the list of 12 cards that got nerfed. I still got to look up that term. Basically, just means making a minion softer. The first one, of course, would be the Leopard Gnome. As you can see from the image that I got up here, ooh boy, I'm figuring things out. Let's see, Leopard Gnome, it goes from a 2 attack to a 1 attack. Not really that much of a drastic change. I mean, it's that 2 attack for a 1 drop. It always gave you a little bit of an edge. Especially in what they call aggro decks. Ooh. I don't have any battle cries. And this one's going to be way more useful for later. Okay. I should probably discover a spell at this point. Multi-shot's always good. Excellent. And let me just bring this back up and let me edit the scene. Can I do that? Will you let me? Oh, that's the knife. That's a knife thrower. Okay. Let me put this right here where it won't bother any of us. Like I said, for aggro charge decks, this was always a kind of a big deal. Let's see. I threw away my... I threw away my coin to get another idol. Again, the Leper Gnome was pretty much an OP card. It was the one mana drop card to always have. It was a great opening move. It still is a great opening move if you ask me, because it still does 2 damage to the attacking hero on death. It was nice to have that extra damage. It made it an obvious first choice for your 1 mana drop. I still think it's still pretty obvious, so I don't think this was nerfed that bad. Another one, a minor one, I think was the knife juggler. Here, hold on for a second. Well, let's attack this. That'll... Ah, crap. Okay, I was hoping for this one. But this is good. That still cleared the board, and I don't have that much of a difference in my health. Okay, let's pop this one up. Edit. Oh, I got to get to the lair. As you can see from this one, again, it's just another drop in the attack. It still has its effect of whenever you summon a minion, it does 1 damage randomly. Again, this was kind of like the no-brainer 2-drop, in that it had more attack for its... It was more bang for your buck. Oh, damn it. Let's see what I can do here. Let's see if I can get a good spell. Something to deal some damage. By the way, how great is this hide and show button? It's weird. I wish we were in the center. I guess people were hitting their heroes too much. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna stick with trigger alt death. I don't have that. Yeah, let's go with this. And that was dumb. I'll be able to kill it next turn. But again, it was the obvious choice for the 2-drop because it had so much more attack. You got more attack for more... It had more attack than it did its cost, so it was a no-brainer. And it would dispense more damage if you had, like, you know, any of your... For example, a hunter deck, if I had released the hounds and the board was full of enemies, then I would do 1 damage for... Yeah, let's get rid of you. Let's see if I can get another good spell. Just something to get you out of there. Freeze trap, perfect. And then just use these to get some minions. I'll take my own hobgoblin and discover a minion. Yeah, this will probably be handy. There. So yeah, again, the no-brainer default 2-drop. And I don't think this will affect the use of Knife Juggler too much, because it's still going to be used to the same effect that it's been used. And you put it out on the field, and then you flood the board with minions, and then it dispenses damage. That nerf of 1 attack point isn't going to do too much. Let's see, what else do I have here? I might as well talk about this one. Molten Giant. You know, for every damage you take as a hero, it lowers its cost. It used to be that if you lowered your hero's attack to... if you lowered it enough to 10, then you'd get a free 8/8 minion right off the bat. Now let's put this out there. Let's see if I can get another minion. Oh, actually, no, that would be horrible in this one. Fine, I'll take that one. And let's discover a spell. Power Shot would probably be good later on. And another minion. Hey, can't go wrong with Belcher. But again, let's see. The Molten Giant was especially good with, I find, with Warlock decks. Because you can use your hero power to draw enough cards, and hopefully if you drew something like an Antique Healbot, or even the Warlock has inherently healing spells like Sacrifice, a Demon Sacrifice that'll give you 5 points back. Not really big gains, but I think the advantage is drawing all those cards and then having an 8/8 minion, and then being able to find some way to heal yourself up again. Let's see. I'm going to go and do this just because I can. I'm going to use Power Shot. And then put out another Taunt monster. There we go. Not bad. Because that's immune to their... But especially Molten Giant now that there is a Reno Jackson in the game, it was especially good in tandem with that card. I keep a Molten Giant and a Reno Jackson in my Warlock deck, so I get to just draw cards, hope for a Reno, hope for a Molten Giant, and then when I get to like 5 or 3 health, I just throw the Molten Giant, I get a free 8/8 minion, and I get to replenish all my health. So not bad, not bad. This one, again, not too much of a nerf. They're just making you go down a little bit lower, and even then, you can still play it if you have like 3, if they have the mana to spare, you'll still get a bargain when it comes to. Huh? Nothing. I bet this is a clone. So let's just see if I can get a little cheap minion. Ah, I should have kept that.
I am ready.
Yeah, I knew it. Just a little cheap minion.
I am ready.
Okay, let's see. I don't want to do that now. I might as well throw this one down and then just try and discover another spell. Quick shot, deal 3 damage. Yeah, why not? Just to get rid of you. So again, they're just making you go down lower to like 5 in order to get this down to 0. And it's still useful if you got the mana to spare. Like, if you can get it down to a cost of maybe like 2 by the time you get your Reno. If you have like 8 mana by the time you get your Reno, and you get this down to 2, that's still a very effective move. Yeah, not too bad. Let's see what else. I have this in order of things that kind of annoy me. Or, oh, here, let me, yeah, I'm going to talk about the Keeper of the Grove next time, but let me finish this move. Huh. I don't know. Let's discover a minion. Whenever deal damage, destroy it. I don't have any spells. You know what? This will work out fine for... Well, no, it won't work out fine because she's got that. Damn it. Let me just throw this guy down.
Quickly.
That's weird. Oh, okay. Costs one less for every... Okay, that's not bad. Come on. Might as well toss this guy down. I confused this dragon for that other one. The one where you summon a free level 1 minion for your opponent. Hungry Dragon. That's it. Hungry Dragon. Not that one. But let's see. Now we have Keeper of the Grove changes. It still has its ability to deal 2 damage or silence a minion. But now, instead of 4 health, it just has 2, which, you know, for its cost, it's still really useful. Because you have the option of dealing 2 damage or silencing a minion. And it was always a little bit annoying to have this card get thrown down and have it still be around after changing the board so much in terms of either silencing like a really heavy minion or just dealing enough damage to kill it. Do I think that I think this is kind of justified. I'm not digging it. Let's see. Let's discover a minion. Ooh. You know what? Why not? Let's just throw this out there. See if I get lucky.
This time for sure.
Ah, crud. Okay. Well, let's just get rid of you. I could have chosen that that machine, but I didn't. The micro machine. But again, I don't think this is too bad. I'm a little disappointed by it because, again, I think this was one of the star cards in the Druid deck. And it's a little shame that it got nerfed. It seems sort of justified, but on the other hand, I don't think the Druid had a lot going for it to begin with. A lot of these nerfs just seem to be really focused on the Druid deck, and unfairly so, I think. So, yeah. I don't know. I could see it, but then I don't see it. You know what I mean? Let's see. Oh, damn. I was going to say maybe I could get a good... I need a... Let's discover a spell. Yeah, I'll call an animal companion. That seems like good. Actually, I don't know what this is. If that's a wait, I don't have to use that yet. I can just do this. Okay. And then I'll use the stealth. Okay, so it's definitely not a counter spell.
To my side.
It might have been a copy or a mere entity.
Quickly.
Okay, next up is Ironbeak Owl. Yes, my video is useless. Now that, well, actually, it's pretty not useless. It's just an extra mana drop for it's just one extra mana cost. Still pretty useful in that it'll silence any minion, and it's a neutral card, so it can go in any deck. I don't know, it just kind of seems superfluous. It's still a really low-level minion. And let's see what we got here. I'm going to do a minion, just to see what I got here. good, mere entity. Well, check this out. Huh. Okay, so it's just throwing a bunch of acid. Cute. Okay. Let's see what we got. Oh, damn it. I got the image up. Oh, well. Boy, I sure feel bad for anyone who missed that. Okay. Crap. Screwed it up again. Okay, anyway. Let's see. Iron Beak Owl. Like I said, again, it just seems really... Oh. Well played. It just seems really just... I don't know. It was so... It's like such a non-change to the game. I mean, so I have to wait one more turn to play it. It just... I don't know. I kind of wonder what. Okay, next I might as well do this while I've got the screen up. Ancient of Lore. Another Druid card for some reason. And it was a really good one because you drew 2 cards. I never seen anyone restore 5 health to anything unless it was a minion that they really wanted to keep around. And I've only seen that like maybe, 3 or 4 times in the whole time of playing it. Yeah, so basically it was just 7 for 5/5 mana, and you got 2 cards. Which I always thought that the draw 2 cards or the restore 5 health, I thought that was the imbalance. Because I never knew anyone that restored health. Unless it was to a minion that they desperately wanted to save. So I kind of like the fact that they made it draw 1 card or restore 5 health. I think that's a good balance. But I still don't think that this card is worth a 7 drop. It was worth a 7 drop when you got the 2 cards. Not so much when you have to choose between just drawing a card and restoring 5 health. If you really want to make it worth 7, I say draw 1 card or restore 7 health. I don't know. Something like that. Again, another Druid deck card. A class that really didn't have a lot going for it. Kind of getting nerfed on its best card. Let's see. Discover a minion. I probably won't have any dragons in my deck anytime soon. You know what? Bomb Lobber. It's always great. It's always good if you got like just it's a good solid drop. But yeah, again, Ancient of Lore. Don't really know what brought about this change. Yeah, it's just, again, weird. Here's one that I wasn't really that upset with. Hunter's Mark. Let's see. Yeah, Hunter's Mark. It went from 0 to a 1. Ooh, I got... You guys are missing everything. I just got a Bronze Beard, double battle cry, which means I could do 8 damage to 1 minion when I use my Bomb Lobber. And then discover another minion. Stone Splitter Trog. Excellent. Hunter's Mark, the staple of every Hunter deck, because it's just a great card. It makes your opponent's minions incredibly vulnerable. I especially use this in tandem with a Elven Archer, who does 1 damage whenever you summon it to the field. Or it's very nice with a Flame Juggler, who will randomly disperse 1 damage to any, 1 character on the... Not character, but one character on your opponent's field, either the hero or a minion. Stick this out there. That way, whenever they use their idols, they're buffing my splitter. And then let's see if I get another good one. Good taunt. I still defend my choice of putting this one on my top 10 list. I've been getting this one a lot lately. And it's still great, and I use it for my paladin deck. Because if you got a 4, then you've got a... If you get a Blessing of Might, then you've got a 4/4 charge taunt monster. Just for a 4-drop. Yeah, let's get rid of this guy.
For the gnome.
It's like I can sort of understand, getting back to the Hunter's Mark, I can understand their desire to kind of make it not be a freebie. Ooh. Yeah, I'm gonna save this guy. Just a good kill card in case I need it. I could kind of see their desire to make it not exactly free. It was always especially good now that they've got the lock and load card, which lets you get a random hunter card for every spell card that you use. This was basically... Oh, damn it. It was really OP in that situation. Again, I'm not happy with it, but I can understand the logic behind it. This one, the Arcane Golem. It's like for some reason they wanted to... Just wait, let's see what I can do here. Yeah, let's just go with a minion. Discover another minion. Here, let me let you guys see what I'm doing. This one, instead of a charge, it's just... store 4 health. Next time you use that, yeah, that's fine. Let me just build up some artillery here. Hey, speaking of which, and this is what, 4 right now? Okay, just wait. Freeze trap, I guess. That'd be good. I should probably have used that. I wasn't thinking. I was thinking of other things. Let me bring this up a little bit bigger. Basically, it goes from charge to, a charge for 2 to buffing up its health and then not giving it charge at all. Which, the charge in the Arcane Golem was what made it special, okay? It was this big glass cannon that gave your opponent 1 mana just to do a little bit of damage. And I know that it's not that cheap of a card. I mean, just today I got destroyed by a warlock who summoned this and then hit it with overpower and then had a faceless manipulator, which gave it an 8/8 instant charge, so that's 16 right off the bat. But you know what? That was the first time I've ever seen that card being played like that. And I was like, I was impressed. I had a good laugh because I'm just going to deal with these. Discover a minion. Ooh, good, and I get tracking. Yeah, I want to deal some damage. Come on. So yeah, it was, oh good, idle.
Job's done.
So yeah, I think this was just, I don't think this was justified. I liked the Arcane Golem the way it was. It wasn't that cheap of a card. It was one of the linchpins of every charge aggro deck. And now it's just like you might as well summon a brutal ogre. You know, that ogre that where it attacks a random minion. You know, has a 50-50 chance of attacking a random minion. That's basically what this is now. It's completely lost its identity as a card, which is a shame. So that's that. Let me just play this here. What do they got here? No. It's 4/4, but how much is it? Okay, it's got 5. Let's summon a random.
To my side.
Good. Let's get rid of you. Let's summon some extra minions. So yeah, not happy with that at all. I didn't even play Arcane Golem that much, but it just seemed like such a shame to have that out of the game now. Power Shot will work fine for me. Oh, and this is the biggest disappointment. And again, another Druid card. Forces of Nature. As you can see here, it says summon 3 2/2 Trents with charge that die at the end of your turn. They bump it down 1 mana, which is okay, but then it's just summon 2/2 Trents. Again, this card has completely lost its identity because they don't like the charge attack anymore. They want to nerf charge, which either means that this next expansion will have a bunch of charge, or they just want to take charge out of the Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just trying to weaken this guy, so that way when one of them attacks, it'll kill it. Yeah, again, they just don't want charge in the game, which is, and again, I know that this is a very powerful card in tandem with let's see, what is it? I forget what it was. It's a buff Druid deck, Fierce Attack or something or other. But and that plus that would, lead to an instant kill. Usually. But again, you can only have 2 of these cards in your hand, in your deck. You can only have 2 cards of the other card that makes this so brutal. I just don't. Let's use these.
Special delivery.
Okay, that's 1, and yes, exactly what I wanted to happen. Discover a minion. Yeah, why not? I mean, I haven't been paying attention. I've just been talking about this stuff. But, yeah, again, just a real downer. Kind of takes away from the whole game. Not knowing that that Druid has that ability to do that. Let me just see what this guy's cooking up here. Mechanical Golem, not bad. I could throw this down for a taunt. Because as it stands, 10... That's not really going to help. Let's discover a minion, see if I can get some beasts. And then... another one of those. You know what? I'm going to I got 2 of these now. I'm just going to see if I can brute force this. Because if I can brute force this will be fine. This one hurt. The big game hunter went from a 3 to a 5. And for the, as you can see, the battle cry is still destroy a minion with 7+ attack. Oh, that hurt me. I loved this card. I love it, especially because it's great on its own, and it's part of my favorite combo. I would play this, whenever, just like now. Whenever there's a high level or very powerful minion out on the field, I throw out my big game hunter to destroy it. After I would play my faceless manipulator to copy it. So it would be like, it was just 1-2 punch of just, it was this devastating 1-2 punch of remove your best minion while copying it, and then now I have 2 minions. And now you have to wait 2 more turns in order to do that. You have to wait to get 10 full mana crystals in order to have that happen. Which, again, I wasn't super duper happy with. Let's see. Let's just remove these cards from the field, shall we? Discover minion. Desert Camel, that won't work. Acid Maw. Yeah, I got nothing for this stuff, so I'm just going to choose that. But again, yeah, it's like one of the best cards in the game, which is probably why they targeted it for nerfing. And again, this was the one that that really upset me. In terms of, oh man, why did they do this? But you know what? The more I think about it, the more it seems a little bit justified, because this is an amazing battle cry ability. There are some legendaries that don't have this good an ability. And the first one that comes to mind is, I don't remember its name, but it's an absolutely worthless, it's a completely worthless legendary. Not completely worthless, but just... here, what can I do here? If I play this... plus this... and let's see if I can get some minion on the field. Or, no, let's see if spell. What kind of spell can I get from this? What will help me? Snipe, misdirection, perfect. Misdirection is excellent. That'll help me clear the board a little bit. Discover a minion. Ooh, Kraken. Perfect. But anyway, it's a legendary, and it's a 4-drop for 4/4 attack. And if you have 4 minions out on the field, you can do 4 damage to an enemy minion or an enemy hero. So, and I was just like looking at that legendary card, and I was like, that seems like the most pointless legendary ever. It's so weak. I mean, and in comparison to the big game hunter, which is a 3-drop for a 4/2, I mean, you think the biggest drawback is the 2 health. And thinking about it, yeah, that was the only drawback. Let's discover a spell, see if we can get some health or something. Oh yeah, let's do this. Yeah, that's about it. That's the end of my game.
I am the dancing master.
Unless they don't have anything enough, I'll still have 1 health left. Oh boy. But yeah, again, it's a total glass cannon. But I can see why they made the change. Now that I think about it, the more I think about it in retrospective, yeah, the more it seems justified. Because that is a really good ability. Let's see, what are they doing? Yeah, he's just pounding me for the next. I don't know what to do. I got nothing. Discover a spell. See if... Flare, sniper. Ugh. There. There, I'll just do some damage. Well played. Okay, next up, let's get this. Let's talk about this while I'm being killed. Now, the rogue deck. Some of the changes to these cards, I think, are just ridiculous, and I think they really cripple it more so than the Druid deck. The Druid deck kind of lost its identity. The rogue deck lost its functionality. Period. Especially with this card, because this card was a staple of every rogue deck, and it's the. I'm going to change mine to Druid. I'm going to play the Druid. See if I can get anything good from that. You know, it's Blade Fury. You know, you destroy your weapon and deal the damage, and deal its damage to all enemies. Now, as you can see, first of all, they bumped it up from a 2 to a 4, doubling its cost, which means you can't use it early on in the game, which stinks because the rogue doesn't have a board clearing attack. This is it. This is its board clearer. You know, the mage has Arcane Blast and Flame Strike, and Druid has Swipe. Here, let's shrink this down for a little bit. It's like, oh boy, what am I going to choose out of these? Well, actually, no, I need to talk about this. Because it's also... Again, this is the only board clearer that the rogue really had, and it sucks that now it's double its cost when all the other cards have more cost-effective board clearers. I mean, you have the Paladin has Consecration, even the Warrior has, let's see, Mulch. Why the hell did I choose Spell? Oh, well, Mulch will do fine, in case something big comes along. Yeah, again, I think this cripples the rogue class as a whole. First of all, and then second of all, it's destroy your weapon and then deal its damage to all enemy minions. Which that just, you know... It's not like, maybe if you had like an attack, a card, I mean a weapon with maybe like 3 attack, and then you buff that up to 5 or 6, then yeah, that would clear the board. But again, you need to spend a lot of cards in order to get it up to that level of dealing that damage. Ooh, good. This is a good one, and let's give her another minion. Fine. That's fine. Again, so that's a even with the rogue's D-class weapon of just 1/2, that's 1 damage. Now it's 5 mana to just deal 1 damage to minions out on the field. And by the time that happens, the board will be filled with, like, even if you were going up against a Murloc deck, by the time you get to 5 mana, then you could just... everything could be just down the shitter by then. What's the point? It's like this was such a good card, but again, a lot needed to align with it. You needed to put a lot into it to make it that good. That's what justified the low cost of it. I'm going to put this out. And then this. And discover a minion. You can't see this, but who cares? I mean, you care, but... yeah, again, it's just... And attacking the hero with it was just a little bit of a cherry on top. I mean, I'd say either... No, I don't even think that's justifiable. I'd say if they wanted to nerf this card and make it seem a little bit more reasonable, I say just go with the description. Make it attack only the minions on the field. Don't double its cost. That's insane. Let's see. Let's see if I get any a good spell card out of this. Wild Growth. I love me some Wild Growth. I'm going to hold on to Moonfire. Because I can just defeat this enemy. Attack. And then again, see if I can get myself a good... Something that'll... Something with some damage behind it. Another Moonfire, perfect. You know what? I'm just going to do it. Because I don't know how long I'm going to have this minion left. So I'll take the 4 damage.
Time waits for no one.
But again, I think this is horrible. I think this is a horrible change to the for the rogue deck. Because again, there's no... It has no board clearer. It has none of that card. I can't think of one other card that, you know, you can play and then it'll clear the board for the rogue. Let's see. Discover a spell, see if I can get anything good. Swipe, excellent.
Job done.
Yeah, just terrible, 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 terrible. Again, name me one. I mean, maybe you could do it in the comments, but I'm trying to think of a board clearer for the rogue, and I can't think of it. This was always it. And you needed a lot in it to make it even effective, and to double its cost is insane. And this is just adds insult to injury by not making it affect the hero. Okay, I gotta do this. Mulch it. Mulch this asshole. And then just throw some minions out on the field, and then use this to kind of get another stronger minion for next turn. Yeah, this is good. Next up is Master of Disguise, which again, kind of crucial for the rogue, especially me, because I would run a Gallywix deck in which you take a Trade Prince Gallywix and then you try and get it on the field, because it's like a 6-drop and this is a 4-drop. So even then, by the time you get 10 mana, the board can be totally out of your control. So it might not even be worth using the 2 in tandem. But if you can get a Gallywix down on the field, like the way I would use it, I would use an Alarmobot. You know, a 3-drop. See if I could get the Gallywix on the field, and then by the time I had 4 mana, I hit the Gallywix with the Master of Disguise. It's supposed to give a friendly minion stealth. Period. Now, for those who don't know, Trade Prince Gallywix, its ability, it's a legendary, and its ability is that whenever your opponent uses a spell card, you get a copy of that spell card in exchange for a Gallywix coin, which acts like the coin you get at the beginning of every turn. Let's see if this does anything. No? Huh, that's odd. I could have sworn that was going to be a,
For the wild.
Nah, I knew it.
You have been measured and found wanting.
And then discover a minion. Grunt will do fine, thank you. Again, and you know, which acts so for every spell that your opponent played, they'd get a coin in return. And sometimes that would backfire on you because they would just, you know, use spells and then have all these coins saved up for some other big move later on. And of course they get the effect from their spell that they're using on their own minions. So yeah, it could easily backfire on you. Sometimes. Other times, especially if you can get it early on in the game, like I just described, then yeah, it was hugely beneficial. And now, all it does is gives your minion stealth for until the next turn. That's one move. which sucks. I mean, it kind of lost its functionality and its identity. This is the only card in the game that gave another card permanent stealth, and that's what I loved about it. I say if you want to nerf this card, nerf its attack points. Make it a level 4 drop for like 2/2 attack, or make it a 5 drop for 3/3 attack. Something. Do something like that, because again, I think this. Oh, my opponent has left. Okay. Yeah, he left. So, boom.
Nature strikes.
I wanted to time it with the attack. Okay, so good. I got enough for a pack of cards, and I think I got enough for a pack of cards. Don't I? Yeah. Okay. Yep. It's still. This is good timing, but like I said, I think it's horrible that. I think it's horrible what they did to this card, because there are no other cards in the game that gives another card permanent stealth, and that's really handy. I would also especially use this card with my Micro Machine. Which, again, Micro Machine, it's kind of a glass cannon, because it would double its double its attack for every turn that happened, but it still had 2 health. Which means it was still susceptible to attacks like Consecration or just a Knife Juggler. So it's not like this was an amazing OP ability that was completely sweeping the board. No, it was just... In fact, it was more gimmickal than anything. Gimmickal? Is that a word? It was more gimmicky than anything. And again, the rogue class, you have to know how to play cards in combination, just not even just with the combo cards. It itself is a class of combinations. You have to know how to use them all. And I've been picking out the Goblins and Gnomes packs because they're going to be leaving the shop permanently. So I've been splurging on those. But anyway, those are my thoughts about all the nerfs. I think it really kicked. I think this whole thing has really kicked the rogues and the druids in the teeth. Let's see if I got anything good. Nope. Yeah. Oh, unstable. Oh, 2 rares. Golden? Yeah, golden. Cool. All right. So let's see. Wait a minute. Let's see. You guys might be in for something special, because I am just on the cusp of getting another legendary. So that's... Okay, and where is that little booger? Yeah, I've gotten so many new cards, I just stopped looking at them. Let's see, it was 4. And then now, for some reason, you have to make it show all the golden cards. They just don't pop up anymore. There we go. I've got 2 of these, so I can totally just boil this down. Okay, so I'm like one more booster pack away. I mean, I probably could boil down some cards I don't need. I've got a bunch of them, but I don't feel like doing that. But yeah, I think all of these, let me just pop them up. I think all these changes were just like really a kick in the teeth to the Druid and the Rogue decks. Some of them were justified in that, you know, the more I think about it, the one that upset me the most was the Big Game Hunter. But on the other hand, it seemed like the most justifiable. And then getting back to just one last thought with the Master of Disguises, I was looking at the descriptions they had on you know, the Hearthstone website. And one of the little blurb that they had on this one is that, oh, well, hopefully these changes open up new possibilities for this class. Which makes me think that they're crippling all these cards to just make their new H.P. Lovecraft fan fiction, the Whisper of the Old Gods, that much more favorable in comparison to all the older cards. Because if the Whisper of the Gods come out and there is a card that gives your other minion a permanent stealth effect, then I'll know why they did that to this card. Which, yeah, just seems kind of a little bit scummy. Little bit scummy. I mean, I was watching and let's just go back into one Tavern Brawl while I finish up my thoughts on this. Recently, JonTron put out a little. I'm gonna play my mage. I'm gonna play my Proudmoore. Recently, JonTron put out a vlog that voiced his disappointment in Blizzard shutting down a private server of an older version of World of Warcraft. Like I said, I've never played World of Warcraft. This is my first real interaction with Blizzard, and I have really fallen in love with it as a company over the last year or so, because I love Hearthstone so much. It's so good. I play it every day. And I was really but I was still empathetic towards what JonTron was saying, and he was saying that there's an older version of Warcraft, and players prefer that, and then at a certain point, the game shifted, and it really wasn't as fun, and older players still loved to play that game, so they set up a private server. Okay. Yeah, but by the time I get it on the field, what am I going to do with it? I mean, I'm looking at all this now, and I think that's great, but no, I'm going to play it safe. But anyway, I was still empathetic towards what was happening to JonTron and all these. It was huge, a huge server that people were keeping up, and just for the sheer love of the game. They weren't making any money off of it. They weren't doing anything. It was just they were playing their game. And Blizzard shut it down for whatever reason. Well, I know the reason. They want you to play all the new games. That's the reason, but it also just kind of alluded to me about, okay, what the very nature of this. Oh, sorry. The very nature of what we have now in online gaming is that's like, oh yes, Flamewalker, please. Maybe I'll skip my next move. Or no, I still got two. You know, they can change the game anytime they want to now. You know, you've got things like patches and nerfs and things like that. It used to be, and still is, in a way, where you released a board game or you released a card game, that product existed in real life, and you couldn't just walk up to anybody and, you know, take it out of their hands and plop in a new one and say, okay, well, this is the new way to play. And yes, of course, it has its benefits in terms of, again, patches. Everyone, you could say, yeah, patches are great. You know, I'm gonna have this as my kill card. I'm not saying Trump anymore, even though I want to. Yeah, and then Sunwaker is fine. You know, I still got these two that will do a lot of damage. I'm gonna do a spell. Vaporize will do fine. But yeah, it's like, I was just thinking about people who love D&D, and they can still play D&D. They can still play all the game they can still play the game they love, no matter what. I know there are several editions. Again, a game I've never played, but I'm not that much of a novice to know that there are several editions of D&D, and then some people prefer other editions in comparison to others.
I serve the Fire Lord.
And, you know, even with that, even if you like certain abilities, it's a board game. If you like something from one edition, you can carry that over to the next edition, even though it says, "Oh no, we're getting rid of it." It's like it's your private room. You're playing in your own setting. You can totally do whatever you want. But not with the online, and it just kind of dawned on me that's what's happening, because I've said, I've been out of the video game for a long time. I haven't really paid attention to all the different. Ooh, unstable portal. Why did I do unstable portal when I've got Raven Idols? I don't know. I'm losing it. Silence your other minions, but not his minions, so that's pretty much useless. And like I said, I was empathetic towards JonTron's situation, but it wasn't really affecting me. Yellow? No, just a... I don't have Murlocs. Damn it.
That's not a valid target.
Damn it, did I... Yeah, I lost my turn. Sheesh. I'm gonna cut that out. Like I said, it didn't really... I was empathetic, but it wasn't like... Okay, I was thinking, oh, well, that is an older game. And maybe they'll release a different one. Maybe they're not that much... Maybe they're not that prudish as to never let you get the game you like again. But this kind of opened my eyes to the fact that this is their game and they'll change it any way they like. And if that means kind of going back and making other cards, you know, nerfing cards. There's a reason why there's the term nerf instead of fix. Because sometimes they'll nerf something to make something else look better in comparison. And sometimes I think that's what's happening here with a lot of the Rogue and Druid decks. I think there are going to be some new cards that are going to come out and be, you know, big and shiny, and okay, you got to get the new set now because the old set is broken, but it's really not. So yeah, again, I'm just it kind of opened my eyes to be even more empathetic about what was going on. If that makes any sense. We spell stopper, that's not going to work. Let's discover a spell. Draw 2 cards, deal damage. Yeah, I'm just going to go with that one.
Time runs out on me.
Hey, I got an idea. I'll just freeze you. But yeah, that's just little miffed about what happened to Rogue and Druids. Of course, if it's new, it would make sense that this new expansion would benefit Rogues the best, because it is all about being in the shadows and sneaking up and being creepy and all that stuff. So who knows? Maybe the next expansion will make the Rogue deck super powerful. And also be super beneficial to the to the Druids, because I guess they're close to nature as well, and they would also be in tune to like monsters and stuff. I don't know. I can't believe I'm still in this game. I'm 24. I thought I wasn't paying attention enough. I thought that number would be lower. As for the upcoming expansion, am I excited about it? Pardon me, I need some water. Yeah, I am. I mean, it seemed, from what I've seen from the previews, it seems a little bit like it's all random stuff. That's... You know what? Let's just throw that out there. And then another minion. Another one? Ooh. Yeah, why not? I'm probably going to drop $50 just to get the packs. And then I'll open them on camera and get like $3 back. Because that's how much I get for these Hearthstone videos. But again, this is kind of an issue that I really wanted to talk about, and I thought it would be beneficial. Now I wish I had kept my let's see if I can just get it. Let's see if I can get my Archmage. Come on, new. Ooh, but that's a good one. Yeah. You know what? If you don't have anything that'll beat it, then you're dead next turn, because now I've got like 8. Wait, mind control, right? You got mind control. Oh, wait, no, you don't have mind control. Maybe you'll get mind control. No, wait, you can't use mind control. Oh, I'm bouncing back and forth. I'm on a roller coaster of emotions. What's also good about Raven Idol is that you don't know if your opponent is choosing a spell or a minion. But you know what? I have to say, that's a pretty OP card for the Druid to have. Oh, you dingus. No, oh, come on! Oh! They always kill themselves before I can do the cool thing. Again, that really is becoming my catchphrase. They always kill themselves before I could do the cool thing. I had 3 magic missiles. Not magic missiles, but arcane missiles, but whatever. They're basically magic missiles. Okay, well, I think that's a good point to leave off. Again, really disappointed with the nerfs, especially when it comes to the Rogue and Druid deck. But I guess they're not that bad off. Druid still has the Raven Idol, which, again, as you can see from just the Tavern Brawl, is a really great card. Rogue deck, I don't know. I like Burgle. I think Burgle is still a good card. Other than that, I can't think of any like outstanding legendary it has. Again, it kind of nerfed it in terms of it doesn't have a good stealth deck, and there is no board clearer. So, and again, maybe I'm just being dumb and I can't remember the one board clearing card that the Rogue has. I mean, look, you know what? Screw it. It's right in front of us. Let's just look at it. Rogue class. There we go. Yeah. Okay, backstab. No, that's not a board clearer. You've got Betrayal, but that requires the minion to have more strength than its 2 cards next to it. And again, you need Deadly Poison in tandem with Blade Fury in order to buff up your single weapon to a 3. Eviscerate. Well, that's still a good card. I like that. Oh, I know what's a board clearer. The Fan of Knives. It does 1 damage and you get to draw a card. Oh boy, did I really goof on this one. How could I forget about Fan of Knives? Actually, this is really a good tempo card for drawing dealing with low-level minions. That actually would be pretty good with like a Murlocs and stuff. Okay, so Fan of Knives, that's 1. But it does 1 damage, unless you've got like magic buffs. Let's see. And again, in order for Blade Fury to work, you have to have an Assassin's Blade or to use the Tinker's Oil or even Poison Blade. You know, it was never a 2-cost card. It was at least 4 to get a weapon. That would be a... Well, that's not even that good anyway, because you can need dumping 2... You know, maybe I'll boil this down. Screw this. I had a golden one of these, and I boiled it down because it was useless. But you still need to dump mana into this in order to boost its attack. This would really only be the best cost-effective card in that it gives you... give your weapon 3, and then any other minion, but you need to use it in a combo in order to get its full effect. So again, the Rogue deck really didn't have a lot going for it. Yeah, here's my Galawix. I love it. It's actually pretty good because it's got a good amount of health to keep it around. But you know, it always gets hit by hits by Transform or Hex or some other thing that kills it. Let's see what... I forget what legendaries the Rogue has. What other legendaries? You've got this one, which requires you to play other cards before you can play it. And that's it. And then you get this one. Actually, this one's a great one. I forgot about this one. This is really good. Yellow. Telemarketers. Anyway, yeah, I forgot about this one. This is probably the best card that it has going for it. In that when it doesn't die, you just get it back in your hand and it summons a 4/4. But again, it's such a high level. But that makes sense. You know what? It's got a real high cost for its health. Maybe if you drop this down by like maybe 2 and then give it over here. And then, yeah, again, this is a great card, but again, the Rogue just doesn't have a lot going for it. It's the combos. You always got to think about the combos. But yeah, there's not a lot in terms of board clearing for the Rogue. So yeah, again, okay, I think I've held you guys on a little too long. But again, yeah, a little disappointed in some of the... some of them seem justified. I was outraged at first when it came to Big Game Hunter. But the more I thought about it, the more that change seemed justified. I still am very disappointed with Blade Fury and Flurry. And Forces of Nature, and especially Arcane Golem. Because I don't think there was only one... That card was special, and it had its own identity, and it it was, I think it was fine the way it was used in the game. And yeah, you could buff it you can buff the hell out of it, but then again, it was a glass cannon, and you could just kill it afterwards. But anyway, yep, that's about it for me. Anyway, until next time, take care of yourselves. Goodbye.